Good afternoon, good evening everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are here to kick off scouting season. It's that time again. We are 1 week into the January transfer window and it has been mayhem. It has been carnage. We have even dubbed it the goalkeeper massacre of 2025. I'm Quinny, of course. Fist bump to everyone on arrival that's joining us live. Good to see you, and I'll be needing the live chat fit and firing as we look to do one of these streams every week all the way through the January window as we get towards the deadline, because like we were chatting about in some content recently, and like some of you guys will know who have been here around the block once or twice already, this is pandemonium season. So many transfers wreck Sorare strategies. Some transfers can make a Sorare strategy, and in this series we're going to be covering all the transfers that happen, the rumours that are bubbling away, as well as the moves that are maybe worth jumping on, as well as ones that are worth running away from as well. If you're watching this after we've been live, please do hit the like button. It just helps YouTube know that we've had a good time here, and it'll maybe help some more scouts and managers find us, and the more intel, the more insight we can get, the better decisions we're all going to make, guys. Fist bumps on arrival, like I say. James Johnson, Charlie Dunbar, Apocalypto, Cameron M, Mikey Basson, and Non-Stick Llama. Love to see you all in here live and loud, nice and early. And yeah, apologies for the minor delay upon arrival. Just finished recording a video which should be out some point this week, so hope you get to enjoy that. Plenty of live streams booked this week as well, so be sure to jump onto the channel and hit onto the live stream tab to see the lives that are coming up this week, and make sure you don't miss any of the ones you're looking to catch when we're on live and loud, of course. But I'm not too sure where the best place actually is to start off with this stream, so we'll maybe kind of dance around it for a minute and then we'll get stuck into it, okay? But last night we were doing some members action, and guys, I forgot until I came off the stream. I was kind of toying with like, I wanted a Sana Fernandez. This is a guy that I'd watched play for Lazio Youth against Celtic Youth in the Youth Champions League last season, and I favoured him. He didn't have any cards, of course, but he came up in one of the searches we were doing for one of the members, and I seen he scored. He scored in the last game week, and I thought, oh, that's a rookie I really want to own. Sadly, doesn't help me regionally or in season or anything like that, really, but just wanted to own it. But I didn't realise until and it was a $5, so it's like I was going to buy it, but wasn't in any mad rush. And then I realised I had some market credits, so it only actually cost me £2.60, which made it just all the sweeter. But I've already managed to jump on the transfer of Benkovic, moving to Rijeka. This is a player that was fantastic at Celtic, looked Van Dijk level at Celtic, which, you know, maybe that says something about the Scottish League or whatever, but he's a guy that I've owned a few times on Sorare, for better or for worse. We have had a few scores out of Benkovic, yeah. We've had a few scores out of Benko over the years in Turkey and Bundesliga too. Turkey stuff isn't really here. He returned to Turkey. It wasn't as, I think it was in Turkey, then Germany, then Turkey again, yeah. So but we've had fun with Benko, and if he's going back to Croatia, he is firmly of the level, you know, so as long as he's fit, that's a transfer that's kind of a wee bit of fun to get involved in. And I jumped on a JPB because I seen rumours linking him at St Johnstone, and I thought, hey, if he does go to St Johnstone, I'm going to want a piece of that. I also have this Mine shirt. So, I got it from the club shop, a random, you know, shirt from Sorare. I've got Amiri who's at Mine, so I thought that'd be fun. But seeing him in the exact kit that I have hanging up in the wardrobe, I thought, oh, that's a sign. So we jumped on that rumour, which is all it is at this point, and snapped him up, which is cool. As well as Asan Diao, who, like, at £14 for an in-season rare, I thought I would have paid 30, so I just went and got two. Makes it easier to sell one later on as well in the market, and that might be a dynamic that some of you guys get to enjoy in this transfer window, perhaps. But he's just moved to Como, and like I just see him being Rafa Leao, essentially, for Como in Serie A. He's obviously at Como and not AC Milan, so that will kind of maybe dilute it a wee bit. And yeah, I also jumped on, I think it's a rumour, or a strong link at the very least, the as Tony Watt described him on the End Product podcast, he has razor blades for feet. Tony used to play with Jonathan Vieira back in his Belgium days, and it looks like he's going back to China. So if he goes back to China, he could just switch right, and it's a different club I think, but he could just become Oscar. Razor blade feet, he's in 35 or something, he'll be taking every set piece, he'll be making no miss passes, blah blah blah. And also, by the way, we just bought Hamed because I've always wanted one, and he was cheap AF, and it was inevitable he was going to find his way somewhere, or at least play for Colombia for me. His contract's been cancelled, his price has doubled. I think I paid a tenner for mine. Yeah, 11 quid. There might be some market credits that made that all the cheaper as well, but he's up in price. He's been linked to Boca, so I've actually got a wee bit of accidental fun happening, as well as some like, oh, that's happened, as well as, yeah, how could I forget Lucas Martinez Quatra going back to River Plate, where he won the Copa Libertadores. And this guy is a titan of a centre back. This is going to be Argentinian Biscagli for me. Like, I just don't see how he does not rip Argentina apart. Defensive AA scores for fun, by the way. So yeah, wee bit of accidental action. We've jumped into a few rumours and stuff like that already myself. But as we find you all today, and I'll catch up with the chat in a wee second, but the next thing we're going to jump and look at, because we had a week into January, some moves have happened, is we want to get up to date with what's happened in the last week. But also joining us, we've got Ian Sorare, who is a man who's had his finger on the pulse this window already. Fist bump, good to see you, mate. Josh Cameron, DD Trading as well, good to see you. As Josh Cameron's in twice, sorry. I've picked up a Malin and Kudus Classic Rares, Guy in season, and Coyote on relative cheap in anticipation of some moves. Josh, that sounds like some nice business, by the way. And Toby, Alex Padilla, really interesting. Moved to Pumas on loan with a buy option, has in season under 23s, and I think that might be a goalkeeper. Somebody was chatting about Padilla in the, is it this guy? Under 23. I know it is, he's 20. I was looking at his shirt number there, sorry. So that's a fun one, by the way. A champ. Oh, he's Mexican as well, going back to Mexico on loan for minutes. That is really fun. Mexico, oh, that does help me actually. It does help me. I'd like to have known about that a little bit earlier. I might buy him tonight because I'm going to be getting a couple of quid from in-season limited, I think. So I might buy him. He could help. Mexico comes back like next weekend. So if we think he's going to play, I'll buy one of these. The Donna Sorare. Love that. So that's a great one. Great intel. And under 23 keepers to get moves. We love a bit of that. Benko's loosely linked to Liège, but stronger ones to Panathinaikos. Oh, you're joking, Mikey. I thought that was a done deal with Riker. Oh. Rumours, eh? Anywho, let's see what's actually happened over the last week or so. So if we scroll back, this is FootMob we're on now. We used to have a page like this on Sorare Data, and I really wanted to return to that page, but sadly, they have retired it. Now, as I look at the screen here, the chat maybe needs moved over my head. So I'm going to do that. And maybe I'll move me over to that side real quickly. So pretend you can't see anything. Oh no, we can't. I'll tell you what, I think we've got a new graphic coming. Let me just hold fire for a minute. We'll maybe switch the screen around. Yeah, I think we do have a new one. Nice timing, by the way. So we'll get that switched on and switched in, and then we'll jigger the screen around so we can see anything. But anyway, I spoke to Andy Laird, and I gave him free leather belts across the wrist, and they're going to bring the page back, guys. So when that does come back, we'll migrate back to Sorare Data, but for now we're on FootMob, and there's a tab, transfers, and it just gives you them all. So Laird said it became problematic, so I'm not too sure what the problem was. Hopefully they can fix it, and hopefully they can just get this facility, essentially, and then we can click directly onto their Sorare Data graphs rather than copying and pasting names and whatever. And as you can see, for 1 week, there has been a lot of business already, by the way. Free agent moves, low-level transfers. I don't know how many of these guys have cards, which is why Sorare Data also helps if we can have that page. Some action 31st, but I don't think... Yeah, maybe the 31st is worth just about including. We'll kind of start from here. Contender for Mexico, yeah. So we've downloaded that thing, haven't we? Excellent. So add source, image, add source, new one. Browse, downloads, boom, done. Awesome. Just let me reshape it and stuff, guys. Sorry. Or I know this is great viewing. Sorry, guys. Should have done this before coming on. I know I can hear these all already, but it's not the way we work here, sadly. You get to see behind the curtain over here. So let's maybe swap them around. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Lovely jubbly. See how the sausage is made, guys. Let's make this a bit bigger. There we go. And then can I magnify this so we can see names and stuff a bit better? Don't want to do it too much, then it'll take forever to get through the lists. Awesome possum. That's nice. There we go. Move the chat around as well. Can we move it a little bit? There we go. Make it a wee bit bigger. There we go. Awesome. Lovely, guys. Thanks for bearing with me just now. I'm contemplating a Foden or Odegaard, but undecided. I'm a bigger fan of Foden, but Odegaard is like just the main guy, isn't he, in the team? So, you heard anything more about Shea Charles to Celtic? No, nothing beyond that initial clickbait. Got his rare would be, yeah. Yeah, it could be great just staying where he is, couldn't he, SO5-wise? So if we have a look at what we've had so far the week that's been, Kostas Lamprou, by the way, he's got goalkeeper cards. He's now a free agent. So maybe watch out for that. Maybe a wee recurring name. Mario Rui has been let go as well. I would love to see him go to Braga or something like that. I really would. Anthony Lopez we know about as well, of course. Is there anyone else here in the early stages maybe been overlooked ever so slightly? Gabriel Barbosa. Is that Gabigol? Free transfer to Fluminense. I don't think he's got cards, does he? Menino. Paulinho, yeah, that was one of the biggest deal ever domestically in Brazil, wasn't it? So he's now went to Atletico Mineiro on the 1st of January in a big kind of swap deal between those two clubs. Rennie Renner, free agent to Lask as a left back. Interesting. Fran Navarro has left Braga for Porto. He's a striker for £6 million. That's one to watch out for, by the way, if he gets cards. It could be one of those Ivan, Harry's guy. Ivan Jamie. I don't know how you say that one, sorry. Willian has went Blue X on us. And let's see what else we've had. This is still all 1st of January. It's been a busy window at the kind of non-top tier. Seko Fofana has returned, but he never got a card before he left. This was the guy that was like the midfield boss for Lons, I want to say it was, before going to take a pay packet in Saudi Arabia. But he's back at Rennes, and if he gets Rennes cards, actually, he is a big one to be favouring and watching out for. Seko Fofana. If I could spell, that would help, or type. Yeah, no cards at the moment. But if we look at his overview, 2,000 followers, so when his cards come out, it's not going to be a secret. But like really handy. And Rennes needs bounce, so Rennes should do quite well if they are going to, rescue their season in the second half of the season. And if they do, and he's in the team, he'll be a big part of that. So he's definitely one that I think catches the eye. James Sands, of course, trying to do a penance for playing for Rangers, joining St. Pauli on loan, and I'm buzzing about that. Don't think he's going to do especially well right enough, but you never know. Everton just went to Sporting Recife. I'm hoping to see Errol Edwards Jr. has joined. He's went back. He's went to San Jose. Beg your pardon. Eli Sanchez has went to Austin. Omar Soule to Udinese. I think we kind of have seen that already because he's played for them, hasn't he? But I definitely caught a lot of people off. Oh, and Sarko is signed for Leverkusen from Velez. Does he? Oh no, I want to copy, not open. There we go. Copy. Does he have cards? Alejo, isn't it? Yeah, Alejo. No cards at the moment. 68 follows, so that's decent. And again, he's a prospect, isn't he? How old is he? 19. Want to watch out for Leverkusen, go through a lot of strikers. So maybe one to favourite and watch out for, perhaps. Dylan Barrero, by the way. It's obviously not worked out for him in America. I don't know how excited to be about that, but as a Colombian youth player, he was definitely high regarded. We know about the Thiago move, of course, to Toronto already. Martin Cáceres, now a free agent. Maybe he goes back to Uruguay, red X's or blue X's, depending on the squad. Jalen Lindsay, the Charlotte home native, been let go. Gift Orban has joined Hoffenheim. Ooh, I think I kind of half seen that, but I didn't know it was official. And Badr Rakitevich joining PSV is interesting. Daiber Caicedo has joined. Oh, that's a. Does he have cards? Is that one of the Caicedos we have cards for? Is he one of the good guys? Yes, it is. If he's joining, who's he just joined? Junior in Colombia. Ooh, 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 ooh. With Baca. Oh, it's back. Oh, don't tell me Baca's been amazing. Oh my God, 131 games, 55 goals since he's been back there. No freaking way. How have I not noticed that? 3 pens. Oh, how have I not noticed that? He's 38. Free agent. Oh, that's the transfer situation. Oh, I'm so gutted I've never had a Carlos Baca, by the way. But this could be, is he the Baca replacement? How old is he? Early mid-20s? £4? No in seasons, is there? £4 from Pavel or something like that. That's a fun forward card, by the way. Guys like him, leaving Fortaleza. I don't know what Fortaleza this is, right enough. In Colombia. Okay, so he's been in Colombia. How's he been doing? Then is that maybe the better thing to investigate? Yeah, he's not played. He's been on loan. 9 goals, 1 in 5. That's not great, is it? No, I suppose maybe that's not too hype. Could have been, but glad we looked into it. Gift Orban was another one to peek at because he was highly rated coming out of Belgium. And if not Not making it in France is weird to me. Like, a guy from Belgium should make it in France. That's how it works, isn't it? But he's now on his way to Germania, and maybe that'll suit him better. French, I know he's Nigerian, right? I don't know why I've got in my head he's French. Maybe he's out and out Nigerian, sorry. But I don't know. Like, the Bundesliga can be quite good to some of these players that do kind of come from... Like, I'm thinking about the likes of Nkunku, Kolo Muani. Like, so many players have translated well, and I know he's not really translated into France itself, but I can see why Hoffenheim have maybe taken the chance on that kind of crossover basis. 20 quid for a rare isn't bad, but like, what is... He's not an AA guy even in Belgium, was he? This is in France. But he can smash. Yeah, in Belgium he's just a punches and bunches. 80 AA, but with no decisive there, or maybe just no score. Under 23, so interesting crease on that as well. Before we move on, I need to see this to believe it. Made it feel like it was scoring way more. Yeah, maybe had a hot start to the year or something. By the way, for £2.60, I really don't mind that, but I've got so many contender forwards. I don't mind that, by the way. I need to know he's playing next year. I'd maybe buy that. I'm reading it the wrong way around, sorry, and I kind of caught that myself, man. Thanks for the catch. But I did notice when I was looking through lineup building for the weekend that Kuroko apparently left Montreal for Guadalajara. Interesting. Curious to see if Osman goes anywhere, Merrick. That's a great shout. Osman has been in the rumour mill again, hasn't he? And shocking news to absolutely see Noon, Tani. Absolutely Noon. Is it no one? Tani went to... Oh, and shocking news to absolutely no one. Yeah. Tani went to Machida. Is that a permanent move or is that just another loan from Gamba? Nixon Pike, fist bump. Thanks for the intel. Mr. Fisherman. Ben Johnson, this website is FootMob. So their data are going to upgrade us, but... Freddie Montero? He's went to Cartagena. Is that the Freddie Montero? It is. Why is he going to Cartagena? Did they do that good in Colombia? You can tell I like Colombians, can't you? He's went to Cartagena. I don't think it was that good in Colombia. It was no bad, eh? No bad. He might go back again. Or maybe he's done his time. Back home. Oh, I've just screwed this up, haven't I? Maybe not. Let's scroll back. Make sure we see somebody we recognise. I think, yeah, this has jumped too far ahead for us. So I need to always open a new window. I need to find somebody we recognise. Paulinho, there we go. And then from there, we want to find like Seco, Freddie Montero. Interesting couple of moves, by the way. I don't think any of them are overly like, oh, I'm glad we uncovered that. But nice to see that in the scouting season here, we're leaving no stone unturned. The other Luis Diaz has joined New England Revs. I think I've seen some memes going around about that. João Victor. No, I don't think that's the guy I'm thinking of. Francis McAllister is another one. On loan to Institute. Yeah, he's probably got cards, hasn't he? All the McAllisters will have utility next season. So maybe that's looking to me. Hector Herrera to Toluca, we know about. A few guys let go. It seems Ashley Barnes returning to Burnley. I missed that myself. I suppose if you had a Barnes, you probably would have known about it. Jeffinho has been back to Brazil. Now, we just seen him when we were looking at something. He's actually registered at Botafogo now. So, yeah, he's a forward card also. I wonder how he'll do in Brazil. How did he used to do? He's okay, wasn't he? Not amazing. maybe he'll be at a better situation now with the team he's at. Hard to say, but interesting one all the same. Another wee bit of Brazil action. Adam Jan has went to Regensburg from Cologne. That could be good. More minutes if he's not been getting them. Andre Gray free transfer. Acevedo to Bahia made permanent. Ronaldo. No, Fagner has left Corinthians. That's quite shocking, by the way. Fagner, yeah, 35. Senior career. He's been at Corinthians since 2014. 10 Brazil caps. Why he's always grabs my eye, just because he's used to get in the Brazil squad. Didn't really have a right back for a while. But that's interesting. Maybe it's guaranteed utility for him next year. If you have a Fagner, he's got a few seasons worth of cards. Carlos Mosquera. I don't suppose that's someone we know. It's just a commonish name, isn't it? Michael Baidu. Don't know if he's got cards from somewhere. Douglas Mendes. Is that Fernando? Because Fernando went from Salzburg to Bragantino. No. This is somebody else. Oh, is that, did he go the other way? No. On loan. Douglas Mendes. Bragantino. No cards. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Overview. 66 followers. And this is previously in Brazil, I suppose. He's been okay. He's a defender card, isn't he? So nothing too exciting there. Maybe the Fernando stuff is just a rumour, or maybe we'll come to it shortly. And I seen this, by the way, and I got excited about it. Jamie McCart was a budget pick defender when the SPFL launched. And he was really good SO5-wise at St Johnstone, so much so he got the move to Bournemouth in League One in England. And it doesn't go back far enough to show you, but on this we'll need to look at SD, I think. But Jamie McCart, Hearts really need to sort their year out, obviously. All time St Johnstone. Look at this. Very fine scores. Very, very fine scores. At St Johnstone team that, like, how many clean sheet bonuses is he getting? Not many. Now, will Hearts get more? Excuse me. Will Hearts get more? Probably. Not definitely. But I think that's a great move. If you held on to him just by you. Rares are a £5. Is he worth it? Last sale £1. Maybe he's worth £1. I would go along with that quite easily. But until you see him play, maybe just watch out for seeing his first 2 or 3 scores, see how he shakes out. But I think that's a good one. Chao Matias is a wee name. Caught the eye, but don't think he's anyone. Cartagena love an old midfielder. I think that's right, by the way. I'm not so experienced. In my not so experienced opinion, are people selling up their Marmouche cards? He's never getting the same scores if he goes to City as he does now. That's an interesting one, Josh Cameron. I think there's no reason that Marmouche can't score like that at City. I think your problem is maybe were you on Sorare when Mahrez was around? Because Mahrez was pretty sweet. Like, Marmouche can do this at City. No problem at all. And you might say, oh, there's a lot of yellow there, right? But how many 90 pluses, 80 pluses are here? 11 80 to 90 scores. 18 70 pluses. Independently from each other, of course. And 13 90 to 100s. This is obviously a long Man City career, right? It goes from, well, it doesn't, isn't it actually? Game week 100 to game week 170. It's maybe like 2 seasons. 1 season, maybe? A lot of DNPs in there as well, but I disagree. Marmouche can do this, no problem at City. Aye, no problem, Josh. I say it's not just a, like, I know you're looking at Doku, you're going to be looking at, maybe Julian Alvarez isn't a bad comp as well, because Alvarez is maybe a wee bit more recent to the evolution of the tactics that Pep's had, whereas Mahrez is a wee bit of a departure, of course, to yesteryear. But yeah, he could even, like, if he scored like this, I don't think you're going to be disappointed, are you? Again, quite a lot of yellows, but I think Marmouche being wide and being a guy that does take-ons and stuff like that, I don't think he's going to have this yellow floor. Do we have Sane City scores on this? All time? No. So, yeah, is he worth the same at Frankfurt or City? That's a hard dilemma, I think, in general. I don't think there's a definite this is the thing to do situation. I've picked up a Beto or two, a Chukwueze and a Kakere, hoping for some decent moves. Miguel, Dawson, Ambiado. Fist bump to you, mate. Active in the market. Love to see it. Some nice picks there. Have a look at Cammy Devlin. Unreal scores lately. Gift versus Willie. Battle of the Brothers. Oh, of course, Willie Orban. Yeah. That will be funny. That will be funny. Hintricker came out of retirement, did he? For who? And why? I'm 60% sure he was already on loan at Botafogo. Oh, is that the Jeffinho maybe or something like that? Harry Trades is in the house. Good to see you, my man. Steve Ngura to Circle is the Denki replacement. Ooh. I think that might have been on screen a moment ago, so I'm not going to go hunting for it. We'll just look for him here. Ngura. Oh, a Harv card. That's fun. Under 23, 19-year-old. And do we have any League 2 scores for him? I wonder. This would be easier on data, wouldn't it? But no. That's it. That's fun, by the way. That's fun. A guy like him could come out of nowhere and be good in Belgium quite feasibly. So I like that, Charlie. Great intel. Enzo Lafitte to Sunderland is crazy if it happens. It does. It is. You can say that again. Jamie McCart is brilliant if you like your CB making 60-yard passes to no one. Ian Sorare talking IRL. Love a bit of that, mate. And he's back on his season ticket as well. Good to see that, mate. With Rose looking on the way out, McCart will probably start next to Halkett. Interesting. I just find City's rotation policy to be exceptionally disrupting. I think guys like Mamouche will play all the time. Like Pep does keep some guys. Like Alvarez played all the time. What was Alvarez's DNPs like there? I don't think there'd have been that many at City. Like there's about a dozen there, isn't there? But like where are they? Last game he played, or last game of the season before internationals. Arsenal, that's maybe somewhat unexpected. Copenhagen, you could probably see that coming. Red Start, you could probably have seen that coming. Young Boys, I dare say you'd have seen that coming. Inter, yeah, so he just didn't play Champions League group stage, did he? Newcastle didn't play. Leipzig, yeah, so like there's a few here that are a bit of a pain, but for the most part, like it's just those no nonsense games, isn't there? Those no threat games, really. Hendricker signed for Austria Klagenfurt. Great, Mikey Basson, thanks for that. Kelly Roos might be back to the SPFL, paid an insane amount for his rare 2 years ago. Yeah, I've seen he's been linked to Hibs, that could be a great move. Alfonso Alvarado returned to CF Monterrey. He arrives from Club Leon. Graham, great intel, mate. Thanks very much for the contribution on that one. Enzo Perez, back to River Plate? Didn't know he left. Kaneko, back to Urawa? Is that an end of loan or is that a transfer, I wonder? It could be good for J-League, couldn't it? I think Kaneko was handy. Robbie Fraser is left Rangers for Livy. There's no utility there if you have one of them cards. Zach Hemming back in the building, of course, at St Mirren. As we know, Ellery Balcombe has departed. Taliesin? Oh, I thought it was Tyson. Some other guy. Umar Sadiq has went to Valencia. Yeah, honestly, like just when you think Valencia couldn't waste any more money, any money spent on this deal is just he's going to score a couple of goals, right? He might score a goal of the season contender, but he's such a bad player. Lewis Dobbin, that's maybe, by the way, we just seen Ashley Barnes has left Norwich for Burnley, so that might be quite sweet, by the way, if you do have an Aston Villa collection with a Dobbin in the background. Jesper Karlsson on loan to Lecce. By the way, limiteds are dirt cheap. In season, £2 limited. Champ Euro. Rare in season, £8. Now, the thing I find exciting about that, we actually get our first chance to play around with the scouting centre here. Now, I wonder if we can do this. Yeah, let's do Lecce. Excellent. Advanced view. Now what we want to see, set piece taken, minutes played, we can drop that. We just want to focus on set pieces taken, and let's just add in assists. Is there penalty taken here? I don't suppose there is. In total L15 we're looking at on this occasion, I think. In season and classic, I don't suppose we care about. Awesome. So far in the L15, they've not had many set pieces. Hamza Rafia has taken 24 of them. And Remy Odin has taken 12. Right, so Remy Odin is a guy that likes these things, right? But this other guy, Rafia, I don't know. How does he score? Yeah, so his set pieces aren't resulting in assists. Maybe he just takes those crappy free kicks on the halfway line or something. Right, Nixon Pike had Alvarez at City. The DNPs were annoying. Fair enough, mate. You loved it. Rusco to Hibs would be great for 11 SPFL teams. Via Alba at Cruzeiro could be massive, was a heater at Argentinos. Via Alba, I remember. Also, who is Stephen Welsh rumoured with? He's going to Mechelen. Like, that's happening. Consider it done at this stage, I would say. He's going to be in Belgium. He's in Belgium right now. So you'll see pictures today or tomorrow. He's done. Any chance of looking at champ in-season rare forward for the next game week? Jesper Karlsson. Jesper Karlsson? £8. Is he forecasted to play? It's not open yet, so it's hard to know. But that for me is a... Where did we see that? Yeah, that for me is a very good loan move. And Lecce in general, like... Where was that page we had? Yeah, it was this page here. Lecce in general have got a fun squad. You know, like, they're not that bad for being like a small team. And I think, like, yeah, Christoph is like the target man, and then they play some fun players in and behind him. Ante Rebic is in the squad as well. That could work out. Dorgu's obviously getting all the headlines at the moment. Like, there might be a wee play here with Lecce. Fructo? Not playing, but that's funny. I didn't know he was there. Even got some K-League guys in their ranks. That's fun. So yeah, I actually quite like that for Jesper Karlsson. If you've got one lying around the gallery, rub your hands together. Franic back to Zagreb. Now, what historic scores do we have for him? He's 24, let's hope. We've got some old-time Croatian stuff. Zagreb, boom. At centre-back he played for them. And it's a midfielder card he has. Interesting. Is there a left back, centre mid? He played everywhere, didn't he? Yeah, Apocalypto's got the intel here for us. Shakhtar, do we see some Champions League utility? Not very much. And Darmstadt? Meh. This does get kind of Benkovic vibes to it. Wolfsburg, did they do anything? Meh. Croatia U21s? Meh. But yeah, that Zagreb run, like, that's what's coming. It's not great, is it? But if you have Zagreb, that's a guy you're going to need to factor into the fold. Could be fun. We've seen these guys go on loan from Aberdeen to Inverness. It's not going to help anyone utility-wise. What else is kind of catching our eye here? Anything else exciting or somewhat interesting is all I'm after, really. Dedrick Boyata has finally been made a free agent. Does he get another club? He feels like a Saudi move, doesn't he? He could end up in MLS. I would not rule that out. MLS loves players that have played Champions League. Imagine he went to NYC. Oh, it'd be so good. Boyata rare, 87p. Might be half tempted at that. Oh, do I have 87p in my balance, by the way? I'll get 4p. Wonder if someone would accept that. Boyata. Does a bot have one? Sirhis, Antonio, Mamba. In-season Boyata, by the way. For £1. If you fancy the hunch. Daniel Schmitz went back to Nagoya Grampus, or back to Japan. I don't know if he's ever been in Japan right enough. I think he's like half German as well. But yeah, he's went back there. I think most of you guys are aware of it as well. And what else do we have going on here? Karamoko, I've seen that news. I don't know if it is news, but it was on my timeline. I think the name is just a key word for me. Issa Kabore has went to Bremen. Don't think this is going to be mad big shakes. Kinske is coming in. Now, this is a funny one, right? Because I expect his card to get minted quite quickly. In terms of in the packet, maybe, or something like that. But as soon as Vicario is fit, it's going to be one of those ones. So be careful. Pitaluga is going to be a backup, it looks like, on arrival. So again, time on that to watch out. Wait for his price to come down if you fancied a bit of that action like I did. Kieran Phillips. Okay, I don't think he had, maybe he had cards, I don't know. Nordisland have signed someone on loan from San Diego. So San Diego are also tied in with that Right to Dream Academy that Nordisland are tied into. So that's an interesting move, one to maybe pay attention to, what the kind of action is with San Diego and Nordisland. Because again, Sorare-wise, they're both in the same region. And I've been bumming up Nordisland on Sorare for I don't know how long at this point. But seriously, like, there's so many things to like about. If you don't know what gallery to build or what stack to lean into, Nordisland, even if you add in San Diego into it, there's so many under 23s in this that are going to move across European and world football. And if there's like a straight link into MLS with some of them, and you had an MLS set up to accompany it, it feels like a great place for anyone that's kind of half lost or doesn't have a club that they really want to dial into. Fragapane. Is that Argentina he's went back to? Yes, it is. That's fun, right? So Fragapane, I was really excited about getting to MLS. I thought he'd have been really good. Because I'm pretty sure in Argentina, it was like Tales Cordoba. Not great, I suppose. Was it maybe Fortaleza? Or was I just high on something else? I don't know. I would expect him to do well back there, but I suppose he's not actually got a great track record to go off of. But he's got a card. Could be the main guy there. Stranger things have happened. Let's see. I'll catch up with the chat in a second. Keita Balde, free agent. One of these guys that was great in FIFA for 1 year and made a career off it. He's going to be a rotation player for Anich. Interesting. Actually, I need a midweek forward. Any last minute Celtic updates? No, like, official updates. We're close to the... actually, it's just dawned on me. We're close to the blooming deadline, aren't we? Let's have a wee peek. Do we have the presser out? "15 minutes ago for Engels." So we'll keep our eyes peeled on this. I would hope in like the next half an hour we would get the next one. 45 minutes has been my usual thing I've noticed difference between like the Brendan Rodgers one and the Kuhn one. Maybe I'm misremembering it, but 45 minutes feels like what it might be. So I'll keep our eyes peeled on that. Thanks for the nudge, by the way. Forster in the mud. Yeah, totally. Nordisland has so many under 23 players. Yeah, like there's like 4 over 23s in the squad. I'm at almost 5% already. They're just bleeding rookies everywhere. Great club. Like when Denmark came on, like Nordisland would have been the team I would have went for. Copenhagen are the obvious ones, but you want guys that are going to, in Sorare, if you're going to hold cards, you want guys that have got a career path in front of them, and you could get mad lucky with a world-class talent being emerged out of your ranks, you know. And Nordisland have got a track record for it already. It's like cheap Ajax, and you know, I say inverted commas, how what people think of Ajax in terms of producing players and whatnot. Butez has went to Como. That's been confirmed today. I seen it on Twitter, like from the club. They've did the announcement video and stuff. Nice to get that keeper back into the utility for any that have him. And then we're up to scratch, guys, with Jalen Neal moving to Montreal from LA Galaxy. So that's everything that's kind of happened to this point. If we have a look at the timeline and I'm just going to put in the word transfer. If there's any news breaking, feel free to tell me, guys. We'll go and look at it. I'm just going to put in transfer. See what comes up. Kavlina loan with Osijek is going to get terminated in a few days, so he's probably going to do another loan where he should start. Interesting. Can you show Tenerife Levante Predictify? I'm interested if they say Fabio Gonzalez will start. Is that for this one? No. Must be this one. Tenerife, you said? Yeah. I don't know who it is, but there's Levante and there's Tenerife. This was McBride, wasn't it? What did he do? It's kind of how I feel. I wouldn't be surprised. No, I don't see... No, I think it's going to be Vickers and Trusty again. I think Vickers will get this game. Personally, I think Taylor, after the manager's comments post-match, plays this game as well. I don't know if I factored that into my lineup building. I think I did. We'll come to that in due course, of course. And yeah, I did have this open because there is a page on this somewhere where we can see... Oh, here's Rumour Mill. Let's just look at this for a second. Well, this is fun. This is fun. Is this some sort of like news aggregator then? I think if Vlahovic went to Man United, by the way, that would be some move for all involved. If Xerxes goes the other direction as well, that'll be almost like Ibrahimovic Eto'o. Maybe not like in terms of ability and stature and all that, but how it benefited both teams like so well. Almiron, Olympiacos. Oh, please don't. Please don't. Johnny Evans linked to Rangers. I've seen that. And yeah, I could see that happening, to be quite honest with you. Then get him on a pay-as-you-play deal or something. Oscar Mingueza, I've seen this as well, linked to Villa. I could see that happening. Alvin Sanchez, he was linked to Celtic. And now he's been linked to Newcastle and Leeds. That's interesting, by the way. I'm sure it was him. Does he have cards? Am I maybe just getting him confused? I'm sure it was him. Alvin Sanchez, Lausanne Sport. Yeah, this is the guy. He was linked to Celtic. I don't follow. Woof. Frimmin' hell, by the way. Oh, I wish this guy had cards. By the way, Celtic, get back in for him. I'm going to follow him. Malin we spoke about. The Dokester is maybe on the move as well. Agbadou, by the way, I think that's all but done. That is a great move, I think. He'll be a really good Premier League defender, I think. And then, yeah, I think we're familiar with a lot of these other ones. We'll go one more page, Bucks. Kusanov is quite recent, and that's at the bottom of page 2. Cassidy, I've seen he's been offered to someone decent, not Torino. Like Lazio, maybe, or something like that. Roma. Schmeichel joining Tottenham. What? That's just not a story. That's been made up. Marcelino Nunes to Everton. Balikwisha to Celtic is back in the rumour mill. Aiden Heaven joining Borussia Dortmund or Ajax. That's a fun name. No cards? Andy P, Garnacho, Szymanski. If you're on Tina, that'd be good, by the way. So what I did want to find on this is there is a page somewhere on this website. I can't remember for my life where it is now. Where it tells you all the countries. Oh, is this some maybe new stuff here? It looks like the Sorare one is done. Butez. Anything here we've missed? So there's a lot more on this page. I suppose being Transfermarkt, they're going to know about every minute transfer, aren't they? Which is maybe not necessarily what we want to know about to that level. But there's a page on here where it tells you all the where all the transfer windows end. Everyone over $500,000. Ben Johnson, great intel. Ricci to Milan could be fun. Yeah, Ricci's got a good rep. It could be like a wee Gattuso kind of player. A wee kind of like Rocco Reitz kind of vibes. Pablo Bro, I watch your goalkeeper masker vid, Quinton, and I'm defo in the same boat, especially with my Prem team. Oh no, Pablo. And for you guys on the member section that are on the spillover from last night, we're going to be live tonight for, I've got a tier 2 to open. Maybe, no boxes or anything, we'll keep them. So I'll go live, we'll open the card and whatever, and then we'll just pick up where we left off with members tonight. If you hit the search bar, and where does it will take you to that page if you prefer? Ooh. Oh, if you put transfer deadline league. It's definitely on Transfermarkt. Boom. Here we go. Here we go. We found it, guys. And the URL is a bit mental. I'll copy and paste it and put it into the live chat in case any of you want this page for your bookmarks or whatever. It's a mad URL with the way they spell statistic and whatnot. Transfer Fenster, whatever. So anyway, Indonesia's about to close their transfer window. 24 more days. We kind of want to see, 24 more days is like the majority of like Europe and everything. So anything over 24 days is something we want to note at this stage. So over 24 days, first of all, we get okay, Mexico. So I think that must go, 2nd of Feb, it tells us here. Mexico, Belgium, Denmark, 3rd of Feb, Germany, 3rd of Feb, France. So the registration window for the Champions League closes on the 6th of Feb, if memory serves me right. So that will be interesting. Italy, 3rd of Feb this year. Spain as well. England and Scotland all the way to the 3rd of Feb. Interesting, by the way. Portugal on the 4th. Austria the 6th. China the 18th. And the reason I'm highlighting that is because some of these windows we need to be aware of because they could just lastminute.com screw you. Brazil, 28th of Feb. Grabs my eye here as well because Brazil spend money. Anything else overly dangerous to be aware of at the back end here? Some of these haven't even opened yet. Wow. Yeah, so it's just those ones. It feels like this winter window's a wee bit more aligned. Where does America come into this? It's MLS. Maybe their transfer window's just always bumming open. Yeah, so Japan opens on the 20th of Jan and closes March 26th. We maybe skip past America by accident. Korea, January 17th to March 27. There's Canada. I'm going to go back a page in case I did miss America. No, I don't think so. There's America there. So theirs actually opens January 31st and then we'll close April 23. So a bit of a different one there for the MLS. Saudi doesn't even have a transfer. I think they normally do pop up on this, by the way, but they probably don't. They probably don't give a fuck about windows. They're doing it old school. Transfer who you want, when you want, to wherever you want. We don't care. Yeah, I think you're right, but I do remember seeing a Saudi transfer window on this before, and we were waiting. But I think maybe the Saudi season is in between seasons now. So it's maybe not actually their winter window in air quotes, but actually their main window. I'm sure. Yeah, there's Saudi there. Closes 30th of Jan. So they're closing before everyone else this time. That's funny. 3rd of Feb falls on a Monday. Well, we'll be live for that, guys, won't we? Monday night action. Can't register players on a weekend. Fair enough. Yeah. So that weekend will be pandemonium, won't it? And then all the faxes will be getting sent in Monday morning. Guys, there's only 14 likes on YouTube. Please help us out here. The first magic number is 67, of course. It's so strange that Korea isn't open yet, as Ulsan have announced like 10 players already. Yeah, I guess it's no one's stopping them doing it and announcing them, but they just officially won't be registered. Switzerland is 15th of Jan to 17th of Feb. Good spot, Nixon Pike. Again, no change in Man City's position on Mamouche. Certainly appreciated, but doubts Frankfurt. Yeah, they're not going to sell mid-season. Don't see that happening. Oh, and Mikey knew the shortcut for getting to that page. I missed it. Sorry, Mikey. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we've got for this. I'm not too sure if there's any. I thought there might have been a wee bit more meat in the bones on the old kind of developing news or whatever. But I don't think there's too much. Like, yeah, the Marcus Rashford stuff is kind of rumbling on, and like, if someone could make Marcus Rashford good, I would probably say Borussia Dortmund would be in my top 3, because they've basically got a football laboratory. They've turned a lot of English players into top-end players. No January return for Tierney. Only free transfer chat. Interesting. TNS haven't received their money from Saudi. Got to take their lessons from Celtic. Get paid first. Everyone's been linked to Nico Williams. I think he came out not too long ago saying like he's going to Iker Muniain himself up. Olympiacos are after Anthony. That's good. Danny Olmo is going to be a really interesting transfer saga, it feels like, in this window. Spurs have roughly 10 players. 8 minutes ago that came out. And now we're to the deadline. Maybe we'll just kind of roll this into being a wee mini deadline show as well. Anderlecht are in talks with Betis over Noble Mendy. Or Nobel. Nobel Prize, perhaps? Nobel Mendy. What is he? Defender. Played 1 game. 4 games in his puff. 90 minutes against Legia. League 2 previously. Interesting. He's been scouted. Needs the minutes. One to be mindful of. Galatasaray after Mika Tuadzi. I've seen that a few times actually. Palace going after Joe Bellingham. That'll be a big card to get, wouldn't it? Job with Adam Wharton in midfield feels like the complete upgrade. Look at Big Sam's face. Expected call this afternoon between Juve and Venezia, trying to reach an agreement on Okoro. He's in Juve's main target for the B team. Whatever. Wouldn't be surprised if a deal happened.
That he does not plan to leave Sporting Lisbon in January. He has told his management he is targeting a summer.
Guessing that's Gyökeres. Oh, Lecce are leading the deal for Haj. His salary is too high, working to find a solution. Lecce, by the way. Now, the problem with this, Hysaj, does he play... What is his best position? Is it left or right back? Because the right back is a guy that's handy for them. And they've got Dorgu, who can play left back, but has been kind of playing up front, hasn't he? Where does Hysaj play? But Lecce have got a fun wee team there, don't they? Some of the rumours we've spoke about already. Torino pushing to sign Beto. I think one of you guys mentioned that earlier. 2 Saudi clubs want to sign Casemiro. Danger, danger. Lopetegui's out, we know about that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in the timeline we've really missed out on from today. Bajatic. Yeah, where's he going? He's going like Champ Euro, I think, isn't he? Liverpool are in talks over cutting his loan short. Where is it they want to send him again? Is it maybe Spain? Betis. Leeds United are looking at Jeremiah Ledesma. Oh boy. Bajatic to Valladolid or Betis. The chat's giving me. He's not the Nico Williams though, is he? No, Harry, you're right there, my man. Seeing West Ham and Everton as well. Fulkrug, Dyche, Sack Potter, yada yada. Quinny, are you able to cover some MLS transfers? I've kind of went through all the ones that have happened officially at this point, but as we were just looking at on the transfer window thing here, the American transfer window doesn't actually open officially until the end of the month, so it will be quite slow paced, I would suggest, until then. You'll see things developing, of course. We've seen Insigne is leaving Toronto as well. It was defo Spain, yeah, for sure Spain, for Bajatic. Como have offered a contract to Matic. I've seen someone else, Ipswich, but after Matic. So watch out for that. Napoli have offered 13 million to Empoli for Fazzini. Arsenal have a gentleman's agreement with Job. Skov Olsen. No, not Skov Olsen. Was it Skov Olsen? I have just seen that one of these guys that was like promising but went to the Bundesliga. Yeah, Brun Larsen. Where has Jacob Brun Larsen? They said to join Stuttgart. I could work out okay. Let's see the Ledesma stuff, by the way. They call him Jeremias in all the press because he's kind of called Conan in some places as well. Outlets in Spain, concrete talk, reporting talks between River Conan Ledesma. Negotiations are not yet closed, but Ledesma is second choice at River, so could be open to the move. Leeds have lost faith in Meslier since it became a meme this week. I think it's a great move for Leeds. Very smart as well, because he's not doing anything at River. I don't need a keeper for that league, but maybe you guys do. That's a fun one. Right back, I think. Guilbert at right back, and he's solid. Yeah, exactly. Haisaj having club utility again would be huge for me. He can play left and right back, but I was just wondering what his preference is. But yeah, the Gilbert guy's been handy, hasn't he? God knows why they won't just give Darlow a game. I think you've kind of answered your own question there, Charlie boy. Ruben Vargas, Osberg to Sevilla. That would be good for Sevilla. They could use a player like him. He's not great, but I think he could do better in Spain than he did in Germany. This is ancient. We're not paying attention to that. 18 hours ago. Yeah, I've seen that full orange show, guys. Been all over the timeline. I think that'll be about all she wrote, guys. We do want to do a wee bit of deadline action, but because we want to be checking Celtic. Yeah, do a job, more experience, blah blah blah. Engel speaking. Johnny Kenny also trained. Ooh, pictures from training. Dane Murray. Do we have all the training pictures? There we go. Ralston in Rio. Kyogo, McKibben, McGee. Is that all? My Shinobi, love that. I think that was the only thing I wanted to see was Hitate, because at the end of the game, it got a wee bang and he kind of held his hammy a wee bit. Am I doing the right thing using AJ over CCV, Toby? Yes. Yes. Let's have a look at some predicted lineups for the game week. There's not much actually going on, is there? But in contender, is this all there is on Celtic? Again, I'm saying trusty Carter Vickers. Otherwise, I kind of agree with this team. Again, wouldn't be surprised if Vida played. Wouldn't be surprised if McKeown played for Hitate and Kyogo. Outside of that, I agree with the whole team, except for Vickers and Trusty as the centre-backs for me. Dundee United team on screen for anyone that's after it. Both my guys are playing. That'll be fun to watch them. Rangers are away to Dundee. Rangers team quite consistent. Connor Barron coming back into the fold. Liam Kelly, Dujon Sterling against Dundee. My boy Astley and blooming Trevor Carson, man. He's still getting no knees and he's still getting a game. And then Kelly Motherwell, the Kelly team on screen. Armstrong coming back in now. We're looking at how cheap he is last night. So that's maybe one to watch out for. With Kennedy not too far behind. Dave Watson, again, is a wee interesting card to watch out for. Prospect-wise, Nolan and Miller. Tony Watt spearheading the attack. Yeah, don't write off Motherwell. We looked at Tenerife Levante earlier, but here it is if anyone wants to see it. And then is there anything else? Challenger, Denada, Champion, Denada, Continental, Denada, International, Denada. Yeah, there's not much on. Thought Proper was suspended. Is Raskin out? Looks like it. I can't profess to know anything about Rangers to that level, I'm sorry. Let's have a wee double peek at what I've got. Yes, we want to check YouTube as well. Have Celtic done the press conference yet for Old Brodge? Not yet. I'll probably be doing a watch long for that press conference on Celtstar here. If any of you guys that like me or like Celtic or want to know something about Celtic cards, this is where all the Celtic content goes. From yours truly, Celtstar here. I did a watch along reaction thing to the press conference for Brendan Rodgers the other day. It's been well received. I think we'll be doing more content like that, as well as like a bunch of other stuff. So if you like Celtic content, you want to know about your stacks and all the rest of it, this is the place to get your content. Let's hit the old refresh button. Still only Arnie there. So coming into this game week, we don't have the region open, sadly. So it's only All-Star. These are the only teams I'm going to have going out, which actually is fine for me goalkeeper-wise, because I don't need to worry about fucking McCrackens and Laidlaws and Amisas and all the rest of it. I can just play all the Schmeichels and the Oxborough. All the AJs are in a team. I've got two McGregors. I've got Trusty. He's nailed, I think. I've got a Vickers. I do have a Taylor. And I did play McKeown in there at the back to kind of hedge it a bit. McKeown off the bench is not the end of the world. I don't really think there's anything to change in those teams, really, to be honest with you. Maeda's everywhere because he's guaranteed. Kuhn's the star. We're only 4 teams out. I don't think there's much I could do. Ben Johnson, I had no idea. Sorry, I try my best to kind of cross-advertise, but I don't want to annoy you by go and subscribe to something else, you know. But that's where all the Celtic stuff goes. Celtics are here. It's like its own news website as well, ran by a guy called Craig. Very hard-working, very great Celtic fan. So you'll get like good articles from it if you follow Celtics are here on, like, if you're after Celtic news, I am biased, but it's the one to follow. Of course it was Dyson, not Rio. The number 38 had my spidey senses tingling there, by the way. These eyes look very Hitate, but the number 38 thing threw me. And that's why, because 38 is Dyson, of course. Yeah, so Jay's normally good for... I'm going to message Jay in the chat. Jay's normally good for training picks. Let's see, Jay, have you got them? Any training picks of Rio and or CCV? Didn't have CCV here, did we? No. There's a wee bit of chat going in here about it already. So sorry if I'm being a little bit rude. It's just because I'm. Is Scales on to play? No, I think so. The way I think it's going to work, right, is as we've seen, like Brendan's kind of managing the squad through like different periods for like culminating in the Rangers final, then playing Rangers not too long after, going through this ultra marathon of games, etc. Right, but what's also happening in tandem with this at the moment for Celtic is we've got young boys in the Champions League and Aston Villa in the Champions League upcoming. Now we've just had a nice little range of matches where, if we look at results first of all, we've been playing every 3 days, right? Essentially, now Vickers has played every except for the Dundee United game. Him and Trusty missed out, but he's played these 4 games in a row, and normally he's been 4 then out. We've seen that repeatedly with Vickers, but all these games, Motherwell home, St Johnstone home, Rangers away is just across the road, right? So that's not really an away game. St Mirren at home, and then Dundee United this game week at home. I think Vickers gets match 5, partly on the basis of there's been no travel in here. So even though it's like turnaround of every 3 days, it's not like they need to leave the day before the game or leave early in the morning to travel, yada yada. So I think Vickers stays in. Somebody's got a bullshit link to Furuhashi to Atlanta United again in the chat. So I think that's why Vickers stays. Trusty just came back in, did great, scored. I think he's in the fold. But if we look at the way the fixtures go, after the Dundee United game is away to Ross County, away to Dundee. Scottish Cup game is last 16, so that's at Celtic Park. And then it's young boys at home. Now, if we look at the Celtic team, I think the Kilmarnock team, 5:30 at home on the 18th. The 18th is a Saturday, before we play young boys on the 22nd, which is a Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I think what you'll see in this game here, so I think like we'll go with the team we've kind of spoke about against Dundee United. Against Ross County, it will be Scales and Trusty for me, and then maybe like Ida comes in, maybe Kuhn doesn't start, some stuff like that will happen. Dundee, we might see a wee bit of a recurrence on that, but then Kilmarnock will be the team that will play young boys will start the game, I think. And if we look at the way that the rotation pattern has kind of happened, like with defence previously, because of this, it kind of muddies the waters a little bit, right? Because Scales has come back in to play those Rangers games after the final, and then since then Trusty has came in. But Trusty and Vickers have only played 1 game together. Trusty has been on the sidelines for about 4 or 5 games. So I think Trusty and Vickers will play again together to enhance their little partnership that I think Brendan's going to want to lean into, because he'll rotate them against Ross County, but then he'll want Vickers and Trusty to play together away to Dundee, Kilmarnock in the Cup, and then young boys. So I think Scales will start Ross County and probably feature in one of the other 2 matches from the bench. We've seen Vickers come off at 60 minutes before this season. The rest of the positions, I'm leaving the Tatty out. Barron or Lyle Cameron for me instead. I think, yeah, if you can do that, I would do that. I want to see a Tatty in a training picture, or I want to hear from the horse's mouth that there is no injury concerns, full squad again. But yeah, I think covering Hatate and McCowan here is the best thing to do for now. But I did want to get some more intel, guys. But at 27 likes on YouTube, could we please, if you are having a good time here, you've learned something, you've laughed, you've liked or whatever, for scouting season, as we also have a wee bit of a deadline to wrestle with, please do hit the like button, help support the channel and all that good stuff. We've only got 1 Engels, we've used all of our McGregors, so midfield is a bit of a tough spot. I've kind of also selected all my training lineups, I think, so I should have, try and get some XP farmed with some guys that are playing. Having that second Taylor, does that... Nah, it doesn't relieve it. I could play another Taylor, and then that relieves Engels out of that team, or McGregor. So, yeah, I think Taylor's pretty nailed for this one after Brendan's comments in the last match. So, maybe I could get a Taylor. Training pics are on the website. Ooh, nice. Nice day in Glasgow. That's a tatty there, isn't it? Boom. There he is. Looking good. Palmer. Just going to accept the fucking offer, Selleck. Arnie McKeown. GT. In amongst it. There he is again. Brendan. No prisoners today, big man. McKeown and AJ. GT. Looking sharp, boys. Do we see a tatty in this one? See Vickers there? Vickers is still getting in. High intensity crowd here. Yeah, look at this. Vickers, Taylor, yeah, I think that's... Green bibs are a good one to look at. Oh. Scales has got the green bib. Look at the way he's looking at Vickers. Oh no! Oh no! No. Oh no. Oh no. Trusty's in the pink bib with McKeown and Kuhn. Kyogo. Don't think we can read too much into bib colours this week, guys. Bernie, no bibs. Oh, Kyogo, no bibs. Right, well, we've seen Hatate. I think that's enough for me. I think Hatate's no guarantee on a big score either. So, playing the McKeown is probably a fine hedge, isn't it? In case McKeown comes off the bench. Against Dundee United, he's a former Dundee player. And someone's asking what we won this week. So, we're coming out this week with 5 boxes, $70, and a Tier 2. Now, the Tier 2, we've won out a special. We finished 18th. We slid back. Bib watch, yeah, got to be on bib watch. So hopefully it's a decent card. Tier 2 should be fine, but being an 18th, the last Tier 2 in this pool is 20th. So I'm probably just going to be like upper bottom section, you know. So maybe somebody like one of these guys. I would never pay money for a Robbie McCrory, but I would keep him if I won him. But yeah, so some guys around here probably is what we're going to pick up. Hopefully it's a good player. Tier 2s are fun. And a couple of boxes, which... How many boxes do we have here? 5. We've already got 5 in the gallery, so that'll be us up to 10 boxes, and we'll do another big kind of January extravaganza at the back end of the month. I've got $500 coming my way. Nice, Jack. Well done, mate. NCE for you. Touche, my man. Touche. And yeah, I don't think there's anyone on the back burner here I would elevate. The second Taylor could be factored in, but it just takes... Yeah, well, do you know, if we did... And then that just means we're only on Hatate. We've got no McKeown cover. If we did that... Yeah. I don't think... There's a wee bit of wiggle to be done here, isn't there? But again, the McKeown could be a clutch little play. I'm going with the Vickers on that one. Going with Vickers and 2 of them. Got the one Trusty here. Maybe that's an element to minimise here. Rather than 2 Vickers, go 2 Taylor. Yeah, so I think I'm going to swap Trusty for Taylor. Into rare. I just think Taylor's got more spike and there's just a bit going on with him now, isn't there? And then, yeah, so I then put Trusty in here to solidify this team a bit better. Yeah. And then this last team has Vickers in it. Now, do I actually need Vickers? Or can I just shade that? Or fade that? Or whatever the kids say altogether. And bring in that in-season Taylor. And then what would be left? Let's take away the guys in training. We've got the Vickers. We could play a Tati and McCowan in this team, but that feels a wee bit too... Yeah, let's go with one Vickers. Play one McCowan, one Hitati, one Vickers. Double up with Taylor. I don't want to touch that team one, so I just think that's going to be bad juju. But altering this team to put Taylor in over Trusty, I think works. And then that means Trusty can slide down. We don't need to have the second Vickers in the team. We then have another Taylor we can use anyway, so it's not like we're missing him out the equation. And then, yeah, we leave the one Vickers where it was. Yeah, okay, I think I've just about nailed that. And yeah, last thing I really want to check is just one more time. And I'll obviously leave these guys because we're close to the deadline. I don't think there's going to be much more breaking news. And when this press conference comes out, we will be live on Satara here. And we'll do a wee bit of a watch-along action with it anyway. So if it does come out before the deadline, I'll just flip and we'll go straight on. Right? So be sure to subscribe. Satara here. And turn on the wee notification bell. Thanks everyone that's joined us tonight. We'll be back live next Tuesday to go over more of scouting season, having a look at the transfers that have happened, that are about to happen, ones that are went under the radar, ones that are on the radar that maybe we should be staying away from, or whatever else it might be in between. There might be some like pre-recorded like transfer videos that we make along the way as well, and when they do come out, I would really I hope you enjoy them. I hope you can support the content as well when it does come out. Thanks everyone that's joined us today. We'll be back live tonight at 7 o'clock to open up that tier 2 rare, as well as pick up with some members action gallery strategy reviews from last night. Good luck with is there a Jersar here? No, so Seltzar here's a word, a song. Seltzar, hail hail, the Seltzar here. Is Kyogo definitely going to Atlanta? See, there is a cryptic tweet. Let's check on that right before we finish the outro, right? Somebody did send me the link. Kyogo, Atlanta. I don't think so. Although I think... Yeah, this is the thing I seen. Oh. I think there's no doubt about it that they've signed a Japanese player. I can't imagine it's Kyogo. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see the page. This is the little teaser thing. If it had some sort of Glasgow denotion in some of the graphics somewhere, I would go along with it, but because it's like Japan, from America to Japan, the kind of setting. You know, like, I just think it's probably someone from the J League. That's the post I've seen in the Telegram group. Is there anything else? Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, Kyogo's training today. Like, no chance in a month of Sundays. No chance Celtic are selling someone like Kyogo before we play Young Boys. Are you joking? Not happening. But yeah, stay tuned to that. I'm just going to go back to the Celtic page one more time. Do we have the words from Brendan? Not yet. Is it not the team up with a J League? Yeah, it could be that as well. Like, Ian Sorare. Could very much be that. It's just when the cryptic word came into the chat there, but the tweet was like, oh, is there a cryptic element to it? Let me go and check it out. But yeah, looking forward to this midweek. Got some action in here as well for Celtic, of course. Look forward to seeing you guys tonight at 7. And if any of you join me on the Celts here, look forward to catching you there as well. Hope the weekend was good to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share and retweet. Stay tuned for more content here on the channel. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Satara.